I was recently asked by a friend if he should get into trading. It's a dreaded question for all traders, because really it's a difficult and time consuming journey to become a profitable trader. It has taken me years of development just to get the small amount of success I've had. Still, I tried my best to answer everything he needed to do, and here's exactly what I told him of how I would start over if I was trading today. Now, this is my first video on webcam, so my apologies if it's a bit oddly structured compared to the other ones. But I thought because the interview's out and everything like that, if you haven't checked it out, be sure to go over to Be The Trader's channel. If you don't know him and you know me, then something's gone wrong in the algorithm, and you should definitely go over to his channel first, as he's got some great interviews. And I'll probably be on a couple other podcasts in the future or near future, just because a lot of people have been starting to swarm me with offers. So hopefully I can drop some more value on other ones as well. Now, the first one on this particular video is start small. Limited capital is actually beneficial. Your first 1 to 3 years will be struggling, rewiring your brain, finding your edge, and many other things. If you start with 100k to play with, you'll probably lose 80% of it, and some will even lose 100% of it. So be sure to risk a small amount first and try simulator as well. I don't think there's any reason sim should be looked down upon. Now, don't get me wrong, sim is definitely not the same emotions, feelings, and your executions will be pretty much completely different once you start trading live. But for your first 6 months when you're figuring out what trading is, what is the bid, what is the ask, going around with a couple different strategies, trying sim is really good. There's not much you know at that point, so going around on sim realistically is going to be still a very educational process, and you're still going to learn a lot. After I would say probably 6 months to a year, there's not as much need to play with sim unless you've got some issues you're trying to work out and you want to go back to sim. I've done that personally, and that can be a really good thing to do. Just kind of there's a diminishing margin of returns basically after 6 months and a year if you keep on with sim. 2 is try everything. You'll suck at first, so explore various approaches. Give a go at scalping, swing trading, shorting, and different markets. Track your performance on all of them and see if there's one that kind of clicks more. It's best to play to your strengths in trading. Now, for me, my strengths was 100% shorting. I just clicked in my brain. I logically understood that these kind of small cap stocks are overvalued on a kind of a fundamental level, and that was very easy to understand. And I was like, okay, let's go into shorting. And I think this is quite noticeable for most people. If you really look into any of these small caps, you'll see some of their headquarters are in the middle of nowhere, and they're definitely not a headquarters building. You can go over their financials, and they're just burning money at a rapid rate. A lot of the times, they do actually have logical reasons to go down. Now, you shouldn't let that bias completely fool you. I think that's the easiest thing to do on small caps, and I've definitely fell victim on it. A couple stocks that just come to name is like Veru and things like that. These will not die straight away. And sometimes shorting at the open or keep on shorting as it goes up is just not a logical method to do. Maybe you'll get lucky and 90% of the time you'll be right, but 1% of the time you won't, and you will blow up absolutely everything. And I've heard this story countless times, from 2K accounts to even $1 million accounts. And believe me, when I heard those stories, I didn't believe them either. I was only asking another friend who knew him quite well, and he did lose about $1 million on just one trade. So keep that in perspective. He had pretty much made it and lost $1 million on a single trade. It's just absolutely mind-boggling and very scary. So you need to keep your wits around you when shorting anything really, and just when trading. Next is mentors. There are no alert rooms, but do subscribe to rooms of courses that summarize years of knowledge into a few hours or into whatever content they provide. Plus, if they provide live trading with some explanations, that's a really good one to go for. Avoid copy trading. It often doesn't work, and you'll see it advertised to you a lot, so please don't go down that route. You probably still will. You'll probably still try it for a month and realize it doesn't work. Now, when you go into other people's rooms, make sure you learn from all of them and craft your own approach using their information. There are some rooms that I think you could probably copy their trading to some extent. I'm not saying copy their individual trades, I'm saying copying their trading style. And it could maybe work out for you. I've heard that story a couple of times. But at least for me, what's worked for me, I've never been able to copy just one person's style, and it's been able to click and been all good. I've had to craft mine based on a lot of people's information. If you look at any of my trades or any of the content I really put out, you'll probably notice I've got inspiration from Stephen Darks, Tim Gattani, Day Trading Zoo, and probably a handful of others that I've really paid to. Brian Lee as well. He's a great version. Even though he's not as systematic as maybe I've still taken things from him, and I still respect him so much as a trader. So be sure to absorb information from everyone. There are so many people putting out great content. I hate to call it really content because sometimes it's just like straight knowledge, just on Twitter or anything like that from other people. So make sure you consume it, understand it, take notes of it, and apply it, test it, and then craft it into your own kind of approach. Next is edge, which personally is my favorite thing. It's the thing that matters the most in trading, at least in my perspective. Your goal is to find an edge that you can execute. To do so, you need to 1. Find an idea, 2. Track a sample of it, 3. Backtest over more data, so about 5 years of data roughly, robustness testing, and then you want to do a small size live, which is also known as forward testing. You could do this in a sim account first, then you could do in a small live account, and then obviously you can put it on full size or your live account. And you want to accept the fact that there will be edges that don't suit you, so be willing to pivot. I think this is sort of similar to business. I've noticed a lot of traders are often somewhat business. The English in me wants to say savvy, but pretty much what that means is just like a lot of traders are normally entrepreneurs as well, and that kind of overlinks. I think because trading is a business in my perspective, and you should treat it like a business. So realistically, there will be some edges, just like in business, how there's some markets or some products or whatever that just won't work for you. Point in case, I've wanted to be a scalper. I put a couple tweets out about this, that I wanted to be a scalper for quite a long time. It doesn't work for me. I have too much of an emotional volatility to be able to handle scalping, or in a better phrase to put it, it's just not my strength, and you want to play to your strengths in trading. There's no reason I want to go through trying to rewire my volatility on scalping to become profitable, when I could do something that's more favorable, even though I enjoy it maybe less. That isn't what matters. It matters that you're profitable. It matters that you're doing good cash flow. It matters that you're actually making progress, compared to trying to dig yourself out of a really deep hole because you've picked the one hole that doesn't really make sense for you. And that's hard to accept. It wasn't instant for me. It took me months to realize, hey, look, there's just no progress. Well, there's progress, but it's too slow, and I'm in too deep where it's just very difficult to get out of this. And the reason being is I can control my emotions when I have time to think about them. So if I have a range order on and my stop loss is 12%, it is very rare, and those are still the times that I will have most high emotional peaks, is when I'll get stopped out very fast. Sometimes I will, sometimes I'll be, stopped down in like 5 minutes or something, 3 minutes, and I'll be like, God damn, that hurts, that's annoying. But still, it's more time than it would have been during scalping. If I had just scalped micro moves for 5 cents, that is in, out in seconds, max probably a minute, 2 minutes. And that doesn't give me enough time. If I hit 3 losses, just like that, it's just not gonna, in my brain, that is gonna cause a huge willingness to want to oversize, and that's just gonna lead to blowups. And that was one of my kind of core issues overall. And this kind of takes me into the last one, which is psychology. So after finding an edge, it's time for consistent execution. Start with a simple edge. You want ideally one entry, one exit with simple risk management. So like just a fixed kind of stop percentage or something like that. And then you want to focus on following the system rules and gauging success not by P&L, but by execution consistency. Of course, this takes years of staring at the screen, but hopefully this will help my personal friend that asked me this question and you with your journey in trading. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please like and share with anyone else who might be interested. And if you enjoy having these like webcams, to be honest, I don't know if it adds more value. I thought I'd try it out for an episode, see what people think. And if it doesn't really matter, I'll just go back to wearing my hoodie in peace and not having a video on. But I thought at least for this one, I'd give it a go. Anyway, see you soon, and be sure to follow me on Twitter if you want to keep on seeing more content like this.